Hello and welcome to Kelly Legends Media. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to all the subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for hitting those like buttons, hyping the videos, and for leaving your comments in the comment section. It's highly appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay, so this video, I'm sure it's going to be a little controversial. It's regarding something that Blue Devil and Lucky from Hoodstocks we're talking about, okay, on separate occasions. Now, Lucky from Hoodstocks made it clear that anybody from the South that goes on to No Jumper podcast with Adam 16 would not be welcomed onto his podcast if they did that, which I thought was a good ultimatum for anybody who would be interested on going on Hoodstocks. You know, they'd have to think about making that move. Now, I know that No Jumper's a bigger platform. Nevertheless, that platform has done so much, especially to the black community, by getting people on there and manipulating them and working them to say certain things and talk about certain things that shouldn't be talked about. Not on social media, not on the streets, to any white guy. Those are black politics. They belong within the black community, okay? And when I say community, I mean gang community, because that's mostly what goes on to No Jumper is different guys from, they're either Bloods or Crips, okay? A few guys from up north have gone on there, and there's been some Southsiders that have gone on there too. Swifty Blue was on there recently, okay? And you would think, you know, there's enough controversy around that guy concerning him and what he does. And he goes on to a podcast with someone who likes to stir the pot, not only with the RAZA and the blacks, but he'll try to get any information he can from you. And he did have Swifty Blue talk about some things that I felt that shouldn't be coming from his mouth, okay? Anyways, that's just one example. Now, I think this guy Adam is more concerned about getting views, furthering his podcast. Of course, that's what he's in the business for. That's why he does what he does. But by Lucky putting that notice out there, it should have been obvious to anybody who's anybody that it's not a place for us to be. Us meaning RAZA, okay? The guy talks bad about RAZA. He's a dirtbag, basically, okay? Now, Blue Devil had a different opinion about that, okay? In the beginning, when Lucky first made that announcement, I thought Blue Devil was understanding and saying, like, you know, there it is there. Well, it turns out that according to Blue Devil, he thinks it's perfectly fine for RAZA to go on to No Jumper. And they're still welcome on his podcast, he said, you know. And I don't know, man. In my thinking, I kind of agree more with Lucky from Hoodstocks, because something needs to be said to these youngsters who are doing foolish things on the internet, you know? And Tommy Guns, of all people, is going to go on there. He's the guy that this whole conversation got started over. I guess he has something set up with Adam from No Jumper, and he's going to go on there and who knows what he talks about, okay? Now, he's a new booty, Tommy Guns. he really don't know too much. It's obvious by the things that he does when he's in the county jail, what he does when he gets out, and even the stuff that he posts most of the time makes him look in a bad light, you know. And now he's going to go on with this guy who's an accused SA, you know. So somebody's got to draw the line somewhere, you know. Lucky was the first. I thought Blue Devil would back him up. And what that may deter some of these guys to go on to that podcast. That podcast isn't going to make or break him. I think that podcast is going to do more damage to him than anything else. It's going to give people more stuff to talk about him and to see him in a bad light. You know? I don't think it would hurt Haters World or Hoodstocks if Tommy Gunn never appeared on either one of those podcasts. You know, he's just one individual right now. But I think if Tommy Gunn goes on there, he's going to open the door for others to think that that's the thing to do. And in my opinion, I'm against it. You know, Blue Devil says it's business. It's all just business. You know, but man, I ain't gonna climb in bed with the devil, man, for not even $1 million. You know, it's just bad business. It's a bad look, bad representation. If you want to be representing the RAZA and representing, you know, what you're claiming, like what's really going on. Anyways, I was kind of shocked with Blue Devil's response. Blue Devil thinks and feels and does what Blue Devil thinks and feels. You know, so, you know, I ain't saying he's right and he's wrong. I'm just saying I disagree with that opinion. You know, I'm more leaning towards what Lucky said and putting some type of something up, you know, for these people to pay attention. Well, how come Lucky said that? What's wrong with going on there? Man, I'm going to call this fool and talk to him and talk to Lucky. See what he thinks. Obviously, Blue Devil's going to encourage you to go on there. You've seen what's happening to all the blacks that go on there. They either end up indicted or they end up green-lighted by their homies. Look, Munchie B. Munchie B right now is getting threatened by Crips and Bloods. He's blind, man. Dude can't even see. His problem is that he can speak and he has a big mouth, you know. Anyways, there's a lot of people with big mouths that go on with Adam, and he loves it because that just makes people tune into his podcast and gives them views, likes. It's what he needs to thrive, you know. He doesn't care about the people. He don't care about what he's doing to the blacks. He don't care when he throws a wrench in the mix to cause problems between the Mexicans and the blacks. You know, he talks bad about whoever is gonna be beneficial for him to talk about. Guy's a dirtbag, you know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, man, in the comment section. I'm really, am I just being too old school with this? Do you think that Blue Devil and other Chicano podcasters should ban this guy if he goes on there, and anybody else who goes on there who claims what Tommy Gunn's claiming with no repercussion? You know, I'm glad Lefty Gunplay spoke up and told him, nah, man, that ain't happening. Charles. And he's one of the biggest names out there, you know. Swifty Blue obviously makes a lot of bad decisions that gets his tit in the ringer. So I'm not surprised he went on there, you know. That other jackass with Renegade Media, he went on there too. but he's a dropout himself. He don't care. He'll go anywhere. He'll get in bed with anybody, for a buck. Somebody's gotta stand up, man, and just say, you know what, Charlie, I'm not going on your podcast, man. Thanks, but no thanks. Go to a Chicano podcast. Why don't you, Tommy Guns? Why don't you go on with Hoodstocks instead of going on with that guy? He's one of the big podcasts. If it's just business, go on with Blue Devil instead of faking this funk between you guys. I don't know. It's just my opinion, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Yeah, that's all I could say about that. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless your families. People, stay safe out there, man. Stay out of jail. Stay out from behind them cop cars. Stay out of the courtrooms. Stay out of all them places, man. Because DA gets a hold of you, he just might take your freedom away, your family away, your job away, and everything that you worked hard for up to now. And the biggest thing is your freedom, man. Let's treasure it. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next video. Gracias.